Think of an old wood-burning stove, the kind that warmed an entire house on a chilly afternoon. To keep that fire alive, you can't just throw in any wood. You need dry, solid logs. Otherwise, the flame fades. Our bodies after 60 are a bit like that stove. We need quality fuel, not just to survive, but to thrive. And the kind of food we put on our plate makes all the difference in whether we stay strong or slowly lose the muscle that carries us through life. Many believe muscle loss in older age is just part of getting old. But in truth, much of it comes from daily choices, especially food choices. There are certain foods that quietly sap your strength, drain your energy, and open the door to sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and function. If you care about staying independent, climbing stairs without effort, lifting groceries without strain, and hugging your grandkids with confidence, this is a conversation worth having. And if you're new here, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll be the first to receive simple, nourishing advice for aging well. Shared like stories over tea, not lectures from a textbook. Now, let us begin with one of the biggest culprits. The kind of energy that doesn't give back. 1. Refined carbohydrates, the energy that betrays you. White bread, pastries, crackers, and sugary breakfast cereals. They often look so harmless, light, fluffy, easy to chew. But inside, they're stripped of the very nutrients your muscles need to stay strong. Refined carbs are digested quickly, causing your blood sugar to spike, and then crash. This roller coaster tires the body, inflames the system, and over time, encourages fat storage instead of muscle repair. For someone over 60, these constant energy dips can slowly erode your stamina. But there's a deeper cost: insulin resistance. When the body becomes less responsive to insulin, it doesn't use protein as efficiently. And without efficient protein use, muscles don't grow, they shrink. Let me share a simple example. Mr. David, a retired carpenter, used to start his mornings with toast and jam. After a few hours, he'd feel shaky and reach for more snacks. Once he swapped that for a bowl of oats with seeds and a boiled egg, his morning crashes disappeared, and so did the fatigue in his legs. So what can you do today? Choose whole grains like oats, quinoa, or buckwheat. Add a source of protein at every meal, even if it's just a handful of nuts or a boiled egg. Avoid eating white foods alone. Combine them with fiber and fat to slow down digestion. The goal is not to fear carbohydrates, but to respect the source. The closer to nature, the better the fuel for your flame. Next, let's talk about something that wears many disguises, often hiding in sauces, drinks, and snacks. Number 2, excess sugar. Sweet taste, sour muscles. Sugar has a charm. It comforts, it rewards, it celebrates. But after 60, too much sugar doesn't just affect your waistline, it quietly weakens your muscle fibers. When you eat more sugar than your body needs, it creates inflammation, a kind of internal rust that affects not just your joints, but also your muscles. Over time, this can accelerate muscle breakdown and make it harder for your body to repair itself. And here is the tricky part: sugar doesn't too always come in the form of candy. It's in fruit juices, flavored yogurts, salad dressings, even that healthy granola bar. It sneaks in little by little and takes more than it gives. Let me tell you about Maria, a retired teacher who loved her afternoon tea, always with 2 sugar cubes and a sweet biscuit. She didn't think it was much, but when she replaced the biscuit with a slice of banana and cinnamon, and her tea with a dash of honey and oat milk, her energy became more stable, and her legs stopped aching after short walks. What can you do starting today? Read labels. If sugar is one of the first 3 ingredients, think twice. Use natural sweetness, fresh fruit, cinnamon, or a drizzle of raw honey, sparingly. Choose unsweetened versions of things: yogurt, almond milk, cereals. Muscles love steadiness. Give them foods that nourish slowly, not those that spike and crash. Next, let S look at a quiet saboteur, one that S often invited to the table during celebrations. 3. Alcohol, the invisible thief of strength. A glass of wine with dinner, a cold beer on the weekend, or that little sip of something stronger to unwind. Alcohol often enters our lives as a companion to relaxation. But after 60, it becomes less of a friend and more of a quiet thief. Alcohol interferes with protein synthesis, the very process your body relies on to build and repair muscle. Even moderate drinking can reduce testosterone and growth hormone, both essential for maintaining strength and energy as we age. And let's not forget, alcohol also dehydrates the body, draining the muscles of the water they need to stay flexible and responsive. There's also the issue of sleep. A nightcap might make you drowsy, but it fragments deep sleep, the phase when the body heals, restores, and regenerates muscle. Poor sleep, weak muscles. It's a chain reaction. I remember Mr. Thomas, a retired gardener, who enjoyed his daily wine. But he began to notice slower recovery after his walks and more stiffness in the morning. When he cut back to 1 glass 3 times a week and drank more water with it, his energy returned and he felt steadier on his feet. Practical steps you can take. Set a limit, not just for the week, but for the occasion. Alternate with herbal teas, sparkling water, or kombucha. Never drink on an empty stomach. Combine it with protein and fat to slow absorption. You don't have to give it up completely, but your muscles and your mind will thank you for giving alcohol its proper, limited place. Next, let S turn our attention to the colorful packages that promise convenience but offer so little in return. Number 4, ultra-processed foods. Empty calories, hollow muscles. They're easy, fast, and often taste just right. Microwave dinners, packaged snacks, instant noodles, processed meats. But these ultra-processed foods are like beautifully wrapped gifts with nothing valuable inside. Plenty of salt, sugar, and preservatives. But very little your body actually needs. The problem isn't just the lack of nutrition, it's the displacement. Every time we fill up on these empty calories, we're missing a chance to nourish our muscles with real food. Food that contains amino acids, fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats. These processed items are often designed to trick our brains. They light up pleasure centers while delivering almost no lasting fuel. Over time, this pattern leads to muscle wasting, fatigue, and even increased risk of falls. Let me share the story of Grace, a widow who found comfort in frozen meals after her husband passed. She said it was easier, but once she began preparing simple meals again, roasted vegetables, lentils, fish, eggs, she not only regained strength, but joy returned to her kitchen. If you want to begin today, cook once, eat twice, prepare enough to have leftovers. Fill half your plate with natural, unprocessed ingredients. If the label has more than 5 ingredients you don't recognize, think twice. Every time you choose real food, you're telling your body, I still want to grow, I still want to move. That message matters. Now, let's talk about something that pretends to be healthy, but often does more harm than good. Fond 425, low-protein snacks, the silent saboteurs. Rice cakes, crackers, fruit juices, even those little light cookies. They promise to be gentle, low in calories, easy on digestion, but what they lack is exactly what your body needs most after 60, protein. Protein is not just for athletes or bodybuilders. It's the building block of strength, balance, and resilience, especially in older age. And yet, many snacks marketed as healthy are dangerously low in protein, leaving your muscles underfed. After a certain age, your body becomes less efficient at using protein, which means you actually need more, not less. Small snacks that offer only sugar or starch may keep hunger away for an hour, but they do little to nourish your muscles or support your long-term strength. Take Mr. Allen, a jazz-loving grandfather who used to snack on crackers and apples mid-afternoon. Harmless, right? But he often felt weak by evening. When he switched to Greek yogurt with seeds or a boiled egg with a slice of avocado, his energy became steady. And he even returned to dancing with his wife on Sunday mornings. So, how can you snack smarter? Choose snacks with at least 7 to 10 grams of protein. Combine fruit with nuts, vegetables with hummus, or toast with nut butter. Keep boiled eggs, cottage cheese, or protein-rich smoothies ready to go. Muscles don't need big meals. They need consistent support throughout the day. And every snack is an opportunity to send that support. Next, let's explore a common ingredient that doesn't get enough attention for its effect on muscles. Chapter 6. Excess salt, the muscle dehydrator. Salt makes food taste fuller, deeper, a pinch here, a dash there. But as we age, our body's ability to manage sodium changes. What was once harmless can slowly become harmful, especially to our muscles. When there's too much salt in the bloodstream, the body holds onto water in an effort to balance things out. This extra fluid can raise blood pressure, but it also draws water away from your cells, including muscle cells. Dehydrated muscles are more prone to cramping, stiffness, and slower recovery after activity. Worse still, high-salt diets often come from processed and packaged foods. Foods that are also low in protein and high in preservatives. A double blow to muscle health. Mrs. Linda, who used to love her canned soups and deli meats, often complained of leg cramps at night. But when she began cooking with herbs and swapped the salty foods for fresh vegetables, legumes, and lean proteins, her body began to feel lighter, and her sleep improved. You don't need to remove salt completely, but you do need to become aware of where it hides. In frozen meals, snack chips, canned goods, and sauces. Choose low-sodium versions and rinse canned beans or vegetables. Flavor meals with herbs like rosemary, thyme, or turmeric instead of reaching for the salt shaker. A well-hydrated muscle is a responsive, supple muscle. It doesn't just move, it flows. Now, let's talk about something many do without realizing the cost. Number 7, skipping meals, starving the body, weakening the muscles. Some skip meals to save calories. Others simply lose appetite with age, or fall into routines where breakfast disappears or dinner becomes just a cup of tea. But after 60, missing meals isn't harmless. It's a slow erosion of strength. When your body goes too long without food, it doesn't just burn fat. It begins to break down muscle for energy. And the longer this pattern continues, the harder it becomes to rebuild what's lost. Sarcopenia doesn't show up all at once. It arrives in tiny, quiet drops. A little less grip strength here, a little more fatigue there. And there's another layer. Skipping meals often leads to overeating later, but of the wrong kinds of foods. When hunger hits hard, we reach for what's fast, not what's nourishing. Mr. Eugene, once a soldier, used to skip breakfast thinking he didn't need it. But his legs began to feel weak during his morning walks. When he added a small, protein-rich meal in the morning, just eggs and toast or oatmeal with nuts, his balance improved, and so did his confidence. Here's how you can gently build structure into your day. Never go more than 4 to 5 hours without a small, balanced meal. Even if appetite is low, start with a warm broth, smoothie, or soft protein like scrambled eggs. Listen to your body. Hunger after 60 is quieter, but still present. Feeding your body regularly is not indulgence, it's maintenance. Just as a garden needs water even when the soil looks moist, your muscles need fuel, even when you think you're fine. Now, let's close with something positive and empowering. What to eat? The foods that build, nourish, and renew. Smart substitutions. Eating to build, not just survive. After everything we've covered, the hidden sugars, the refined carbs, the skipped meals, you might wonder, what's left to enjoy? The answer is plenty. In fact, the world of muscle-supporting foods is richer and more satisfying than most imagine. It's not about restriction, it's about restoration. The key is not just eating enough, but eating with intention. Choosing foods that speak directly to your muscles, bones, and cells. Every meal can be a message that says, I still choose to grow. So instead of white bread, reach for sprouted grains or whole rye. Instead of processed meats, try grilled chicken, lentils, or sardines packed in olive oil. Replace sugary desserts with Greek yogurt, berries, and a sprinkle of seeds. Even the simplest switch matters. Mrs. Elaine, a retired librarian, began adding a tablespoon of chia seeds to her morning yogurt. Just that small habit helped her meet her daily protein and omega-3 needs, and her knees thanked her. Here are 5 easy substitutions to begin today. Swap soda for water infused with lemon or cucumber. Trade instant noodles for quinoa with steamed veggies and eggs. Replace cookies with a small piece of dark chocolate and almonds. Use mashed avocado instead of margarine or butter. Cook once a week in batches. Freeze portions to avoid processed shortcuts. Each choice is a step not just toward avoiding loss, but toward reclaiming vitality. Aging doesn't mean fading. It means focusing on what truly nourishes, what brings strength, and what keeps the fire of independence burning bright. Thank you for walking through this with me. If you found these reflections helpful, don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and leave a comment telling me, what change will you start with today? Because sometimes, one small change can shift the whole season of your life.